Hey guys, this is Jaden here, and today in this video, I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys about this news that I had found out about lately, and that is the fact that the Cartoon Network website has officially shut down. Yep, that's right. This one website that's from many people's childhoods, including myself, since I used to go on that site a lot when I was little. Yeah, that site is no more as it has been lately shut down. And I just read on Google that it was shut down due to like some soft ad market thing or some shit like that. I don't know, but for whatever reason, the site's officially no more. And I wanted to take the time to make this video to tell you guys how I feel about this news. All right, so let's go. Now, first off, I do want to say that yes, I do think it's a bit of a shame how that website's no more now, especially since that, like I just said earlier in the video, I did used to go on that website a lot when I was little. So yeah, I do find it a bit depressing how that Cartoon Network website shut down. But at the same time, I'm not really too sad by it. I mean, I'm definitely not happy that it happened. I'm definitely not happy about it. But at the same time, hearing about this news didn't really make me feel heartbroken, or it didn't really ruin my day or anything like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I do think it's a bit depressing. It is a bit of a shame how that site is no more. But like at the same time, I'm not really that sad that that site's gone. But not exactly because that website got worse over time, even though I will admit it probably did. But it's a lot more because of the fact that I haven't really been on that site for years, like years. Like I honestly can't remember the last time I went on that site before it shut down. It was probably like years ago. It could have been before I hit puberty. Oh no, maybe it could have been sometime way after that. But either way, I'm pretty sure it was years ago. I can't even remember the last time I played a game off that website. That might have been like almost 10 years ago, to be honest. But yeah, I do have some nice childhood memories with the Cartoon Network website. Like, for example, I do remember going on that website when I was little to watch certain episodes of Foster's Home or Total Drama. And I also remember playing certain games they would have based off those shows. Like, I'm sure a lot of us remember that classic Cheese Quest game they used to have on there, where you play as Cheese and go through all these levels with like certain things Cheese likes and all that stuff. That was a fun game. That was a great game. And I also remember that one game they made where they had Cheese go, wee! That was a pointless game, but I think the pointlessness of that game was part of the fun in playing it. And apart from Foster's, I do remember them having some games of Total Drama. Like, probably the Total Drama game I remember playing the most off that website was this one Heroes versus Villains game, where you play as like a member, like one of the characters that was in the Heroes or Villains team in that season of Total Drama, and you have to like avoid certain obstacles that would fall down from the sky. That was a pretty fun game. And another game I remember playing off there was this one Ed, Edd n Eddy game where you put the pipes together and like for a ball to come down, and you have to make sure the ball that's coming down lands on the cup when it gets out of the pipe. See, that was a fun game as well. And I also remember them making an Ed, Edd n Eddy game for the wrestling episode of season one. That was pretty cool. And yeah, there's some other cool games I remember them having on there as well, like some of the games they would have for like early regular show episodes. Yeah, that was a cool site. But so yeah, it does suck to see that like the site that I used to play all those games is gone. It does suck to hear about it. But at the same time, since I haven't used it in a while, I don't really think this is news I should be like shattered to hear about. Although, yeah, I know this is still sad news, and I also know that this is definitely not the first time Cartoon Network has lost something big that they had for years. For example, I'm sure a lot of us remember this news that was being talked about last year about the Cartoon Network Studios building closing down. Yep, that one building where a lot of our favorite shows were born, just being no more and closing down. And I believe that news had to lead to Cartoon Network moving on to another building because of that. And yeah, that was big news to hear about as well. Although I think the news about the Cartoon Network website closing down is a bit more depressing to hear than the building closing down. Although I guess technically you could argue that really it should be the other way around because yeah, without that building, chances are great Cartoon Network shows that I love would never have existed. But still, I think it's just because of the nostalgia that I'm a bit more depressed about the Cartoon Network website being closed down than the building. But still, do I think this could be bad for the future of Cartoon Network? Yeah, it could be. Although Cartoon Network nowadays doesn't really seem to be that bad. Like, I feel they've improved a bit since I made that over 17-minute long video of me recording myself how I feel about what were the current schedules of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim at the time. And yeah, their schedules have changed a bit since I made that video, especially with Adult Swim bringing in Checkered Past and starting earlier and all that stuff, and Cartoon Network airing regular show a lot more often, as well as them premiering a few new shows and airing more shows I love apart from Gumball, like Adventure Time, the Looney Tunes show, and my favorite of those three shows being the Total Drama Island Revival. And at the current state of Cartoon Network right now, I feel the best shows they have on Cartoon Network right now are Regular Show, Gumball, and the Total Drama Island Revival. So yeah, I do think that Cartoon Network itself as a channel is doing pretty good right now. Although yeah, it still sucks to hear about them having to go through these sad news about the building being closed down, and now a childhood website for many of us being closed down as well. Hopefully, it won't affect them too much for the future. But even if it does, maybe that won't matter that much for me because obviously there's other ways to watch my favorite Cartoon Network shows, like online or off of streaming services or off of certain DVDs we have. But yeah, guys, the whole point of this video is to let you all know how I feel about the Cartoon Network website being closed down. Long story short, like I'm not happy that this has happened. I do think it's a bit depressing how that website closed down. But at the same time, I'm not too heartbroken by the news either. But that's just how I feel. If you guys want to, you can let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this recent news. And yep, I don't really know what else there is to say. I'm just going to close the video off from here. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Bye, and thanks for watching the video.